director. I live in Southern California with my family, and I have been a part of the Juice Plus family for over 16 years. This business and Juice Plus have changed my family's life in more ways than I could ever express. And I think I'm more on fire than I've ever been in 16 years. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to say tonight, but I know that I have amazing good people that are going to be sharing as well. But Nikki asked me to share because I have been holding myself to a higher level of getting uncomfortable, to a higher level of doing things that I don't want to do, because I have a bigger vision for this business than I think I've ever had before. And I don't know if it has to do with the timing in my family's life. My youngest is going off to college, or okay, just unmuted. I see what you did there, Nikki. Or if it's the timing of what the company is doing for us, or the combination of the two. But I have been holding myself to a higher standard of getting uncomfortable and doing the things that I know are going to impact more people's lives. So I'm really excited. And we just got back from, and if you're not muted, if you could mute yourself, that would be awesome. But I think everybody's muted. We just got back in California. We had the third of the 4 summer tours that are taking place that the company put on. And typically so historically we have like regionals and boot camps. And I know some of you guys that are in the Pacific Northwest are going to Seattle this weekend. There's a boot camp. But the company last year, this has a lot to do with Janet Black and her incredible leadership and vision for how they want to support us at a greater level in the field, created what we're calling summits. And to me, they're a mini conference. And outside of the conferences, now you guys, there's very little I've missed in 16 years. I mean, honestly, there's very little I've missed. I don't think I've ever missed a major event ever, including a conference. And this was the best event I've ever attended outside of our Juice Plus lives in 16 years. It was absolutely incredible. So I wanted a couple of the other national marketing directors who were there to also share just the impact that this event had for them. Not necessarily the takeaways, because I think that's really hard to transcribe on a call, but just the impact and the meaning that it had for them, because that's the kind of vision that we want to impart to you guys tonight, so that you can continue to go down this journey, your journey that you have, and make an impact that you want to make. But one thing that I will say, and then I'm going to turn it over to Sandy, and I know that a lot of you guys who have been in this company and in our business for a long time, you've heard this over and over and over again, but I don't know, something hit me. It's so funny how you just continue to hear things and you experience things and you just deepen your level and your commitment of this important thing. And my important thing that I want to share with you guys is that events in our business, if you want to do anything other than pay for your family's Juice Plus, all you guys that are on this live call tonight, and if you're investing the time to even watch the playback, then you care enough about your business for me to say this to you, and hopefully it will land in the right way. Events are mandatory. They're mandatory. You can't build a business that's going to pay you any kind of an income that you would get excited about unless you go to events. I mean, it's just that simple. And the big ones. And over again, and over again, and over again, and over again. Events are mandatory. And there's so many reasons why they're mandatory. But one of the things I wanted to bring up tonight is this word, and I was talking to one of my rock stars today who I had some time with in my home. It was super fun. We were talking about resilience. Events help you stay resilient when you get knocked down. And you are going to get knocked down. You're going to get someone that says no, and if you haven't yet, it's because you just signed your application today and you haven't opened your mouth about Juice Plus. You're going to get the word no. You're going to get people that don't want to learn about Juice Plus. You're going to get people who cancel. You're going to get people who leave your team. So to be resilient in this business, if you really want to make it, beyond where you're already at, it's going to require that you're more resilient. So that's one of the biggest reasons why, as leaders, we're so passionate about you guys getting to the events, because we know it's going to help you build that armor and build that steel, so that when you go back into life, you go back into your world, you go back out to getting out of your comfort zone, which hopefully everybody who is at the summit this weekend already is, you're going to be more resilient. So with that, I would love for Sandy Abrams to share, who was also at the summit. I know she's just as excited about everything happening as I am. So Sandy, I know you have to go to an event, so I would love for you to share.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, the thing that I was just hit with the entire time I was there was that we are in the right place at the right time. I've never, just like Lisa said, been so excited about what's to come. And I'm going to share a little bit more of that towards the end of my 5 minutes. But I just wanted that's the biggest aha, or the biggest takeaway for me. And Catherine Lee said that there are 3 things that the brain needs to be happy, to grow, and the brain is happy when it's growing, right? And the 3 things that needs to grow is joy, community, and adventure. The thing that really hit me, though, was how she defined adventure. And the adventure is anything that takes you out of your comfort zone, disrupts the normal, and stretches you and takes you out of your comfort zone. And that's where Lisa's talking about holding herself to a higher level of activity. That's where I'm at. And it just really just hit me that's what it is, an adventure. So I just want to encourage you, anything that you're doing, anything you can do, and an event, holding an event, doing a connection call, asking for a connection call, reaching out to someone who's on your chicken list, anything you do that's out of that comfort zone, that activity is going to breed more activity and more excitement and more, because the brain rewards us when we do that, and when we achieve something or just do something that's outside of our comfort zone. So I just really wanted to encourage that, because that's where I'm at. And I've had some times of feeling just at a standstill a little bit with my business. And I know a lot of you have heard about rank makers, but one of the things that's helped me the most with that is just getting out of my comfort zone and learning new things and doing new things and just stepping out. So start somewhere, whether it's message 5 people that, I don't know. I know we don't know each other very well, but I see you live in Stockton and I'm wanting to expand in Stockton. If I sent you a video, would you watch it? Or if I sent you some information, would you be open to looking at some information? Anyway, send 5 of those messages and see what that does, what that doesn't do for you. So just step out. And that, what I'm finding is that I'm learning that, or I am then bolder with people I know by stepping out and maybe prospecting people I don't know. Okay, so you don't know what might wake you up, but I want to close with get to Austin. You really, really need to get to Austin. And I want you, I want to do an exercise. When I say you need to get to Austin, what pops into your head? What pops into your head?
Yes.
Is it like, yeah, yes, no, if it's not yes, and I'm there and whatever, what is it? And if it's my kids, it's my son's birthday, or if it's money, if it's, I just can't afford that. I just want to encourage you to shift that thinking. Just shift it so that your excuses become your reasons. So what if instead of I can't afford it, you said, how can I afford it? That sends a message to the brain, because you say, I learned this from Coach Ray, but if you say, I just can't afford it, I can't do that this year, guess what? You won the argument. Okay, you win. But if you say, how can I afford it? How can I do that? That sends a message to the brain, and your brain is your problem solver. You give it a problem like that, how can I? I just bet you, and I want to hear from you if you do this, that some answers, some solutions come. And think of what would it take to get to Austin. And then have that number, find something that's going to meet that number. Maybe it's the airfare, $300. Okay, so anyone on this call, you still have time to get to a bonus. You have plenty of time to do a fast track to 2,000 plus. If you're already there, help someone else. You get that $300 bonus too. Get to SC, Express Track to SC, and you will get that. It's 500, right? You'll get that. So anyway, whatever the excuse is, I just want to say, go for it. You can definitely do that, and you won't be sorry, because this will be the best conference ever. They're all great, but there's never been one that I know of as much at stake and as much new stuff to be unveiled to us. So be sure and get there. All right, Lisa, back to you.
Oh, Sandy, thank you so much. That was awesome. That was awesome. I know. I love the whole adventure. When you just change your little tweak of a thinking, from like, oh, I got to get out of my comfort zone, to no, let's go on an adventure today. It's just, it feels different. The energy is so different. So thank you so much. And so now I want to turn it over to my sister-in-law, Melissa Falco, NMD, who I think is on the call. I'm not sure.
I'm here.
Find her.
Okay. There I am.
Awesome.
Up close and personal.
Awesome. I know we're all sweating in Southern California.
It's so hot.
Yeah, it's hot. So, okay, I know you were there, and I would love for you to share just the impact and your thoughts and the big things that I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like, honestly, it's already been said, but this was the equivalent of conference level training that was jam-packed into half the amount of time. So it was a lot to take in. And I think, like you said, it wouldn't do anybody justice to go through the notes, because we really want you guys to get to Providence, basically. Go get there and get all the other nuggets, and then let's all compare at the end. But there is so much happening and so much shifting. And I think the way I described this to my team last night was basically this, is that I see January 1st as the most important monumental moment of our company's history, frankly. And I believe that think of it like a marathon, okay? Like you're signing up for a marathon, and that's going to be on January 1st of next year. And all this amazing stuff is going to be brought to you in the process between now and then. And the people who are going to train with coaches and link arms with teammates and accountability partners and put the work in and get themselves ready and exercise the muscles and, build their stamina and set everything in place, they're going to have an incredible experience when that launches. But the people who are kind of sitting around watching and listening and kind of seeing, oh yeah, well, this sounds great, and they just wait, well, they're going to show up to that start line at a total disadvantage. So my message basically to everybody on this line tonight is just that, you guys, now is the time. Like, don't wait till then. Now is the time. Now is the time to be building your business. Now is the time to be expanding your lists. Now is the time to be networking like crazy, and just really giving out statements of confidence and, certainty that what lays ahead for this company is like nothing anybody's ever seen. We are really, truly making history in this moment right now, and you guys get to be a part of it. And one of the things that Catherine Lee said that was so powerful, I think it wrapped up the whole place, was that we are made for this. So if you are on this line, if you have said yes to this, opportunity, this experience, something brought you here. Don't quit on yourself at any point in the time. If you feel, like it's not matching up, ask the questions. Like Sandy said, how can I get there? What do I need? Where am I falling short? What do I need to tweak, or what exercise do I need to put into practice to build the skills that I need to get ahead? Like, set the goals high right now, because you're going to have an opportunity right now like you've never had before. I mean, we're projected to go, you guys, from $800 million to $2 billion in annual sales in a matter of, a couple of years. Like, that's like getting on the ground floor of something. So if you're not listening to us, like, you're crazy. Go out there and just go wild, like go wide, go wild, invite everybody and look at them like they've got two heads if they're missing out. Like, this is the time to turn the tables on all the naysayers and go, okay, you know what, just keep on laughing and wait till, 2 years from now, right? Let's talk then, kind of thing. Like, have the confidence, have the posture to go out and just be super proud of what you represent. And if you're in a space where you're new and you're still needing to build that, then that's why three-way calls are so important. That's why these events are so important. That's why the buddy system is so important right now, you guys. I don't think any of us should really be doing much of anything without a buddy in the mix. In fact, I had a presentation today at a doctor's office, and I brought along a nurse that was on my team because I understand the power of synergy. And when two people are together saying the same thing, it's going to make a bigger impact. So get social, get, networking with the people that you're, if you have got a small team or no team at all, then network with some sidelines to build team, right? Whatever you need to do to create energy, because people will say yes to the people. You get it? Like, the products are cool, but the people is what they get attracted to. And so if you have that vibe about you, you're going to be in such a better advantage. And the only way to do that is by plugging in, because that's where you get fed. Like Lisa said, it's the big events. Austin is a non-negotiable for anybody that's serious about anything. And, I've already prioritized my calendar for people who are committed to going, because it's just that important of a conference. So I want to impress upon you, not only do you want to get there, but it's so critically important for you to bring people with you, because think of it this way. If you could bring 10 people with you to Austin, and those people have never had an experience with the company and never seen anything about it, and they're just coming because you're telling them that something special is about to happen and you just want some friends to come along with to check it out, right? Like, there's no pressure to sign up. There's no pressure to do anything, but they get to get in that room and they get to see all the stuff that's going to roll out. I'm telling you right there, your business is going to skyrocket. So don't just think about yourself. Think about who else needs this. Who else do you want to spend this time with? And then get on the phone with your NMDs and get on the phone with your leadership team and just get the three-way calls going so that you can build your attendance. And it's going to be an incredible experience altogether. So yeah, I amen everything these gals are saying. It's Austin all the way, all the way to Austin. We got to get there and just come in mass numbers, and you won't regret it. You won't regret it. That'll be the best and wisest investment you've ever made.
Yep. Amen. Amen to that, Melissa. Thank you. No, that was so good. And you know what? That's so perfect for what I wanted to say next. And you just set it up beautifully. Because the other thing that I really took away from the summit, and then again, it came up today when I was meeting with my rock star, Lisa. She really helped me with this. And I'm so grateful to all of you guys that you continue to teach us. And that is the whole idea of strengths and weaknesses. And Alexis Busselman, that is going to be an NMD on the Heat team here very soon, who sponsors Carolyn Swanger. Neither one of them are on the call because they're doing events like night after night after night. But she talked about strengths and weaknesses. And Alexis is a young mom with little kids and pregnant, and Carolyn's my age and has kids my kids' age, and how they've really locked arms and have used each other's, strengths and weaknesses to play off one another. And it came up today when I was meeting with Lisa that there's so many things that I'm not good at as a leader. I mean, there's things I'm great at as a leader, but there's things that I'm not good at. And that is why what Christine Averill talked about, which Melissa, you just brought up again, staying in this river. Christine called it the river of support, and staying in this team. Like what Chris and Nikki are providing for us, you guys. Like, I don't know if, not everybody knows my history with this company in the background. It's not important, but I didn't always have this. It's not that Chris and Nikki did not sponsor me, so that's a long story, but you guys are so lucky that many of you are being sponsored into a 100 Club organization where there's still tons of calls every week, where there's an NMD that you can text and they'll get on a three-way call with you and a connection call. Like, it's amazing that we have this level of support, but you've got to stay in the stream to get it, because otherwise your weaknesses may show up and you may not have the strength of a sideline person, like Melissa said, or even a system or a training call. Like, we don't have to reinvent anything in this business. We just need to know what's available so that we can guide the people to the right tools. So that was something that really came up for me, is just really leveraging, all the other people's strengths that I don't necessarily have. And we're always going to be, I always want to get better, but we're always going to have things that we're better at. And then the other thing that Christine said that I really, really wanted to emphasize that I think is so important, and I kind of blew Phil off. He was going to talk a little bit about one of the trainings, but it kind of dovetails into this, is just do you. Christine talked about this, and I just think it's so important that we say this over and over and over again. And, I'm a parent of two very different daughters, and, it's so easy. This business is so easy to get into the comparison game. And, if I could just be more like Julie Herbst, then, oh my gosh, my business would just explode. Or, if I could do social media the way that Danielle Hatton does, then, oh my God, my business would explode. You need to do you in this business. You need to do what you love to do in this business. There are things that work. There are things that don't work, and there are things that work. So we need to stay within the guidelines of the system, but do those things as you. Don't show up trying to be somebody else when you're just going to be yourself in the end. And I think I went through a lot of heartache, if I'm really honest, back in the early day, even when I was an NMD, not truly being who I was, not being authentic to who I was. And there was a reason why my business was stalling more those days and struggling more than it is now. Like, I am who I am. And I want a huge, diverse, amazing team, but I'm going to be myself in how I do this. And that includes doing social media, you guys. And one thing that a couple of us just finished back in earlier this month was the 14-day challenge that Ray Higdon sponsored. I would be including Nikki, which was amazing. So Nikki, Melissa, Sandy, I don't know if anybody else who's on this call did it. I can't, if I'm missing you, please put it. Heidi. Yes, Heidi, you were awesome.
Did it. There's a bunch of people.
Okay, cool. Because I'm not all friends with you guys on Facebook, so I didn't all see. But, I'm so proud of us that, first of all, we took on a commitment to do something from start to finish, even though 14 days is not a long time. I had some challenging days. I was on an airplane. I traveled 3,000 miles. I was in the thick of family events, like hardcore family fun stuff. It was my 25th wedding anniversary on the last day. It was like so easy to blow off, but the consistency of showing up and doing it anyway was so great. And I didn't try to be like some of the other people that I was watching their lives. I didn't try to, copy Ray or whatever. Ray is awesome. I could never, he's a guy, but I couldn't try to do his style anyway. I just did me to the best of me. And, I think you guys, social media is something that we all really need to get better at. And I don't care how old you are. I'm not young, but I'm not going to ignore this platform that can lead us to helping so many more people. Does it mean I'm going to stop doing in-home events? Absolutely not. They're my bread and butter. They're what built my business. I'll never stop doing them. I love them. Am I going to stop meeting people in the cafe of my gym to have coffee after I work out so I can get to know them and, bring up Juice Plus if it comes up? Of course I'm going to do that because I love that and I love meeting people. Am I going to stop networking and looking for new ways to meet like human beings? No, of course not. But am I going to ignore this platform that's changing the way that we live and that's changing the way that we build relationships and connect to people? No way. So I just invite you guys to step into doing something that might be uncomfortable, like a 14-day challenge, or taking a social media course if you find something that you are aligned with. I think it's been pretty well said that we love Ray Higdon and we love the Higdon Group and we love the content that they put out and we love the authenticity in which they do it. And he knows this space like none other. And I'm on a mission to get us to get him to one of our conferences. I'm like personally like taking that on because I think he's so important for what we're doing right now and the growth that we're going to endure. But do something like that. Do something like that. So we only have a few minutes left. I think the Austin message has been very strong. Nikki
Can I
has
say
something.
I want
Yes.
to say something really, really quickly. Number one, I think it's really cool that I'm going to acknowledge right now Heidi Biggs. Do all of you realize that Heidi Biggs on the Heat team was the #1 customer getter in the nation? Did you guys know that?
In the nation?
Yes, I saw that.
In the
It
whole
was awesome.
country. Not California, in the whole country.
Heidi, why is she not talking on this call? That's what I want to know. Why am I talking and
Seriously.
she's not talking?
But I just want you to know that's our Heat team. We got the #1 person from the Heat, so we can be proud of us, and we can be proud that Heidi brought it home for us. That's #1. Really quickly, #2. We're just, for those of you that don't know, Chris and I are doing a 90-day focus. We're really focused on getting to Austin, and we are calling it Embody Your Austin Powers. Get it? Your Austin Powers. You guys, hello. So we invite you to check out the Heat Facebook group, because we are coming live every Monday at noon, helping us prepare for fundamentals, the foundations. And Chris and I are out there just like Lisa. We are going frontline, big time. We want to bring people to Austin new this year. So I just wanted to make sure, if you aren't on our Facebook group, check us out. And we're doing it in units. So if you just go to the units at the top, you don't have to scroll down the entire Facebook group. Just hit units, and all of the live calls will be there in order with all of the materials that we're uploading. Embody your Austin powers.
So I think if Heidi would she make a Voxer message that we can pass along on Voxer? Like, she's not new to the business. For those of you guys who are new and maybe you don't know who Heidi is, or maybe you're in a team and you don't know Heidi as well. She's not brand new. She's been in this business for how long? 2 years? 3 years?
3 years, about.
3 years. Okay, so she's not new. She hasn't moved. She doesn't have a new job. She didn't have a child. Like, her life is, right? Like, nothing like big has changed where she would just go like drop into a new town or something. So I would love to know how Heidi is continuing to do this 3 years into her business and get the most customers of any Juice Plus rep in the North American region. It's huge.
It's crazy.
It's huge. So I want to know. So maybe Heidi can do that for us, or maybe she can go live in the Heat team.
Yeah, go live on the Heat Facebook.
Go live in the Heat team, Heidi.
Show us your Austin powers, Heidi.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And then lastly, I will just acknowledge poor Phil, who I told him to come and speak, and then I kicked him out and told him to go away. He did come to the summit and he loved it so much. But I don't know why he wrote this down on my notes that I was taking today, but it's so true. And I know you guys have heard this before, but you really can do anything that you put your mind to, anything. And I have a huge goal for the amount of people that I want to bring to Austin. And I'm not going to stop. I'm going to do things that I've never done before. I have a huge undertaking ahead of me that I am thrilled to take on, to get as many people to Austin that we've ever had before, because people deserve to be a part of this family and this incredible business that is changing so many people's lives. So you can do anything that you set your mind to. You can make that next promotion by Austin. What are you willing to do to go get it? Alexis Busselman, a year to NMD, she's out 3 to 4 nights a week. Are you willing to go out 3 to 4 nights a week and do events? So what are you willing to do? What do you want? What are you willing to do? And you can go do it. You absolutely can. So thank you, Nikki, for asking me to facilitate tonight's call. And I so value and treasure these calls. I think that we are all so fortunate to have a platform every week that allows us to plug in. I know Nikki personally works really hard to get amazing speakers week after week after week, and a lot of us contribute. And I'm so thankful for that, Nikki. It's really a gift, and I don't take it for granted at all. That's why I'm on every week.
Yeah, and next week we have Courtney Shaw, the one that's putting on the Pajama Regional. So she's going to be our speaker next Tuesday night.
And Courtney is amazing, you guys. She has 5 kids. She's a personal trainer. She went through a divorce. She recently married another national marketing director who's also a good friend of ours. And she's great. She's really awesome. You guys will love her. So definitely make sure you're on that call. So Sandy and Melissa, mwah, big thanks to you guys. Love you guys. And everybody have a great night.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Lisa, so much for organizing this call for all of us. Really appreciate it. I heard nothing but that you were the MC rock star of the world at that event. I wished I could have seen it. I know that you channeled something from another space and it came out through you. I love it.
I'll never be able to quit that job. And no, thank you to everyone who's been so kind and said so many nice things. It was out of my comfort zone. Even though I've had that role before, this was different. So thank you to everyone for giving me so much great feedback. It really means a lot. So
everybody, unmute yourself and give the Heat a big roar to all of you.
Everybody have a good night.
bye.
Bye. Thank you.